as I said here, look, he actually procced the biscuit right as he's fighting, and he played it beautifully right here. So this is the concept that challenger players do. They use the potion very last second. Of course, do not do this at home. Use your potion when you're like half HP, especially if they do have a little bit more all-in potential, or they have kill threat on you. What's going on, guys? It's Ice here, and in today's video we're gonna analyze GUMAYUSI. We're gonna analyze his decision making, his recall timings, wave management, how he thinks about the gameplay, and exactly how he actually stomps the early game. So today we're gonna focus on specifics on laning phase and early game, how you can actually win extremely easy in the laning phase. So let's see what GUMAYUSI is gonna do. So we can see that he actually just picked Lucian into Rakan. He only saw the Rakan in that draft basically. So let's actually see who was actually first pick in this case. Okay, who was first pick here though? Okay, so the Echo was actually first pick. This means this was actually blue side. This means GUMAYUSI actually picked into Rakan Lee Sin. Obviously, he saw his support playing Nami. Lucian is good with Nami, he just picked Lucian. Lucian is also actually good in Rakan, so he just gone for Lucian. Obviously with Nami, Jinx can work really well, Ezreal can work pretty decently, and other champions. We can see he goes for the first strike. The reason why he goes for first strike is simply because he likes to play first strike with Nami, since you play for kind of like poke and aggressivity, and you want to play like extremely aggressive in the laning phase. So obviously you can very easy play for the early game. So let's see what he's gonna do right now, and let's see how GUMAYUSI is actually gonna play right here. So most likely against Xayah Rakan, he could start E, but I think he's gonna start W. Okay, he actually gets invaded. I really like what he did here. He tried to E, he tried to actually buy time. That was actually, he E'd very fast, but as you guys can see, he was on the smart cast, unfortunately. So now he didn't really level up anything, which I really like. And then when they saw the guy here, he just wanted to E. But unfortunately, as you guys can see again, he didn't really have quick cast, so this is quite funny. He was actually pretty fast if you ask me. He died level 1, but Xayah and Rakan, they did not get anything really. So he goes longsword 3 potions because he plays with Nami against Xayah Rakan. Some of you would consider, hey, but Xayah Rakan is an all-in lane, why is he going for longsword? Well, not really. Since you have dash as Lucian, you should never get hit by the Rakan W, realistically speaking. So he's thinking that, hey, I'm Lucian, I'm not gonna get hit by their W if I don't do anything stupid. I like that also right here. He didn't see Lee Sin, and he just went very close towards the down angle. Like we can see that he didn't really face check the brush like this. He just went down and he went all the way around, which is extremely smart. I think now, since he started, I think best case scenario in this specific case, he's gonna start W or he's gonna start Q because he wants to poke them. But in this case, he started E. He had to start E. They don't leash in high elo. Do not leash because the people can get very big advantages by not leashing. So he's hitting the minions constantly. He doesn't really have PTA, he doesn't really have Q here through the minions to actually poke the Xayah. Xayah started with the Q just because she wants to get the push. Usually you can also go for the W to actually all in with Rakan. Rakan gets attack speed and movement speed. If you actually level up W and you hit someone, you hit the champion, Xayah and Rakan, they both get movement speed and attack speed. But guess what? They knew GUMAYUSI has E, so they knew that Rakan is having very low chances to hit W. Therefore, this is the reason why Xayah went for the Q. Now we see GUMAYUSI just getting the priority. He's just looking to play really aggressive. EW, auto, he gets for a small trade. Easy peasy. He's probably gonna go for a ward very soon because we know that jungle is pathing towards bot lane. He's slow pushing this one, so it's either he's warding after this wave or before this wave. He's actually regretting that he doesn't go for the PTA because he says that first strike is not that good into Xayah, which is true because Xayah has ultimate, so she can easily play around the first strike, and poking Xayah in lane is good. But I think PTA, especially against Sante on top lane, it's gonna be very hard because he's gonna have to deal with Sante sooner or later. So he's probably gonna take these minions, and I think he's gonna go for a ward, whether it's gonna be this short ward or a deeper ward, exactly, because they can't just play. And I really like this. So they actually push the wave first, they go for a ward after, and as you guys can see, this is the brush, right? But he didn't really ward in the middle of the brush or by the extremity of the brush. He warded on the left. It's extremely important because this is League of Legends. You can ward in the middle of the brush and you can have some vision. You can ward on the left extremity of the brush and you can have some more vision on the left hand side, or you can simply ward on the right hand side of the brush and you can have more vision through the river. So GUMAYUSI, he was just thinking about these things and he was like, hey, I'm not gonna ward here and I'm not gonna ward here because the sneaky jungle can actually go like this and he's gonna go from behind, and maybe he's, of course we're talking about Challenger Korea, so they know, these people know, so maybe they will do something like this. So this is why he actually puts the ward on the left like this, so it can cover on the left angle a little bit more. So of course GUMAYUSI and usually support players, they know these things, very well, and I think this thing was invented. As far as
AD carry main struggling to make an impact in your games? Is your damage output disappointingly low, leaving you feeling frustrated and powerless in the role you love? Introducing our specialized coaching program designed to supercharge your AD carry performance. Imagine a world where your damage, decision making and farming skills are 10 times better and the outcome of your games is no longer left to chance. Meet Chase. Just like you, he was once stuck in the same position, facing low damage and inconsistency in his games. Let's see what happened after his coaching experience, from Diamond 4 to Master Tier. Wow! And here is Jordan and Brett, both transformed into formidable AD carry after the coaching session. These success stories aren't just isolated cases, they are a part of a community of over 3,243 players who benefited from the coaching program. If it worked for them, why not for you? Picture yourself as an unstoppable AD carry. It's not a dream, it's your potential with the coaching session. Don't wait any longer, visit Visai.com, book your coaching and become the AD carry the enemy team hates to play against.
As far as I'm concerned, by Lehens, he is the best support that I actually watched that knows this concept. Keria also does it extremely well, but Lehens is like one that does it like from 2 years ago when I was watching Challenger Korea. He was doing that. So now Lee Sin is gonna try to go for a little bit of a gank. We can see that instead of GUMAYUSI letting the waves come into him, he keeps pushing. The reason why he keeps pushing is he knows that he can poke more by pushing. Caitlyn, Lucian, Nami, any lane that is gonna be very easy by pushing, you can easily keep pushing. Obviously, if the chance of the jungle is very high that you're gonna die, you don't need to push, you need to let the wave to come into you. But in this specific situation, we know that he has E, and the only setup they have it as Rakan. So now we can see GUMAYUSI plays extremely aggressive. He goes into the Rakan range of the W, but then he immediately E's. Very good mechanics. Xayah actually healed. The reason why they healed is because when they saw GUMAYUSI is committing with the E, they were like, hey, GUMAYUSI is committed, he has Ignite, I'm gonna use my heal before the Ignite. I'm gonna use my heal before the Ignite, because if he's igniting me and I use the heal after, I'm dead. So this is Challenger Korea. They did not panic, don't worry, they knew what GUMAYUSI can do, because now she healed because she knows that GUMAYUSI has so low mana, so if he doesn't all in there, it's over for him. And that's why she healed very early, because she was like, if I don't die here, I'm never gonna die. And I like this GUMAYUSI. Do you guys see this? He has 2 biscuits and he's intentionally not using them because he wants to make Xayah think that, go, GUMAYUSI is out of mana, I'm gonna woke up and I'm gonna... No, this is the reason why he does it. This is the reason why GUMAYUSI stays on 2 biscuits. It's because he wants to bait Rakan to go in, because Rakan is gonna think like, oh shit, he has low mana, let's go on him. And then he's gonna go on the GUMAYUSI, and then GUMAYUSI will proc biscuit a very last second and he will play from there. So this is extremely smart. And you guys can see Faker as well doing this when he plays Akali with Doran's shield, with 1 potion, with second wind. Second wind gives missing health, right? So as I said here, look, he actually procced the biscuit right as he's fighting, and he played it beautifully right here. So this is the concept that Challenger players do. They use the potion very last second. Of course, do not do this at home. Use your potion when you're like half HP, especially if they do have a little bit more all-in potential, or if they have kill threat on you. It's just better to just use your potion. But if you're confident that you can actually, keep your biscuits, for example, and you can bait the enemy to come into you, then obviously you should do it. W is auto. Here he doesn't even use his E. He uses E on diagonal angle. Xayah tried to do something, flashes the Rakan W, and then easy peasy. Now what is he gonna do? Very simple. He sees Lee Sin in his top lane, so he just pushes the wave right before he does anything else. And Uka Puka, he gets the wave pushed in. I do not think he's gonna stay for the plate, even though some people will say, yeah, but he has a big wave, Nami should stay for the stack of the spell tips. Not really, they lose tempo. And if the enemy support is gonna come here, if Rakan was bot lane and they stop their recall, it's gonna be very bad. GUMAYUSI goes bot lane. He does have pickaxe and he does have Dirk. So now the lane is not balanced, as we can see right here. I like the GUMAYUSI how he played here. He EW'd at the same time, as we can see, slow motion. Then he Q'd through the minion because he saw that he has no range. He has no range basically to hit the Xayah, so he was thinking maybe I should Q through the minion. You guys saw his auto attacks. He clicked over the minion, so he hovered display. Now he's just gonna poke. So this is extremely easy lane. And I like that GUMAYUSI is actually knowing how to sneak a lot of auto attacks on them. Let's see what he's gonna do right now. So is he gonna just walk up? He's probably just gonna play super aggressive. I don't think he's gonna give up the push, because even though Lee Sin can come, as long as you keep the wave here, you should be fine. And I don't think Lee Sin can ever gank. So unless Rakan is level 6, it should be extremely easy to play this game. So I think they can like literally destroy the lane phase right now, because the guy has Dirk right now. GUMAYUSI has Dirk. Let's see how he's gonna play right now. So I think he's just gonna get prio, Q through the minions, try to poke the Rakan. And do you guys see this? What he does, GUMAYUSI? Did you guys see this? Who are they gonna use the poke on? Because GUMAYUSI knows that he can just poke the Xayah here with the Q as well, right? But he doesn't do it because he knows the concept that we go, when we place a poke champion, we go with the poke, use the poke on the guy that is more chunked. So if the Rakan is chunked half HP into the brush and if the Xayah is full HP, why the fuck would I go with the poke on the Xayah? You guys can see this. This is the reason why he goes on Rakan. Yes, you guys can say, oh coach, but shouldn't you focus the AD carry? Shouldn't you? Very rarely you can choose if you should focus the AD carry or not. Majority of the cases you either focus the first target, the closest target that is in front of you, or simply you focus the guy that is lower HP. Like in this case, if you guys saw that, very important. So now the only way they win the lane with Rakan is if they consistently hit their Q, the Rakan Q. GUMAYUSI gets a little bit of healing. Rakan actually went mid lane, and now I think the Xayah is gonna most likely, yeah, she has to burn ultimate, and then now she's actually playing really aggressive. She might actually be able to win. The reason why she was this aggressive is because GUMAYUSI didn't actually go for the PTA, press the attack, and he's consistently weaker than if he goes with PTA, because PTA actually does a lot of damage. So now I like that GUMAYUSI doesn't grid. He just actually tries to push, stays at the extremity of the tower range, and then now he just EC. And I really like that how confident he was Eing in. Check this out, guys. So this is the tower. He doesn't want to be into the tower while he's hitting the Rakan, but now he just EC in right at the edge of the tower range. He tanked one tower shot only. He really wanted to steal the kill because he's GUMAYUSI. He wants to win the game, and he wants to win it by himself. And guess what, guys? What is the perfect farm? Well, GUMAYUSI has 90 farm in 8.56 minutes. I have never ever seen that ever in my life. 9 minutes, 89 farm. Some of you could argue, oh yeah, but you can get camps and you can get more if you get camps. And no, I'm not talking about getting camps. I'm talking about pure farm on the laning phase. And this is just amazing how GUMAYUSI is just stomping them. This was just one laning phase. So what we learned from GUMAYUSI is that we learned that we can perma push the lane if we know that the enemy jungle can gank us based on the setup that they have. We learned that we have to be patient with the dash on Lucian when playing against Rakan, and we have to make sure we conserve it. We have to make sure we conserve it very good. Obviously, poking through the minions with the Q on Lucian is bread and butter, is like a very basic things to do, and he just played for the laning phase. He was pretty patient, and level 1 he didn't really level up anything. Just to recap, he actually just waited. He got invaded and he immediately went for the E. He just leveled up E and he just played from there. He has 112 farm in 11 minutes. He got the tower, and after you get the tower on bot lane, that's when you can group on mid lane. So this is what GUMAYUSI did. He won the laning phase, he got the tower on bot lane, and then he grouped on mid lane. Usually that's what you want to do. You want to first get the tower on bot lane before you actually group on mid lane. That doesn't mean if your Zed wants to go bot, you know, and he pings you and you're able to actually sit on mid lane and not die, you don't swap with Zed. No, you do swap. You do, if you're forced to group mid lane, you can also group mid lane without getting the tower bot lane, but ideally it's best to actually get the tower on bot lane, because if you do it, that means you're quite strong. You have an item and a half, which is quite good. So this is how GUMAYUSI actually played the early game, and this is how he actually won his early game. Let's actually take a look
$5. If you have problems improving and getting better in the game faster but cannot afford booking coaching, on my Patreon you can access more than 627 VOD reviews, premium videos about how to wave management, mid-game macro, and tier lists that will show you the best champions to climb and to improve for your elo. And these are not on YouTube, this is only on Patreon, they're exclusive. Moreover, you can participate in the free coaching waiting list to get a premium VOD review. I'm giving away 2 free VOD reviews every single week. All what you need to do is simple 2-step process. Subscribe to my Patreon and share your OPGG, and voila, you are on the waiting list. You're gonna get a personalized VOD review for any game in your match history. For just $5, you get not only the free VOD review, but a whole bunch of exclusive benefits that will supercharge your gaming experience. It's a small investment for a big return. And it's just $5, it's no brainer, right? But here is the deal, you've got to act quickly. The waiting list is already filling up fast. 55 people already subscribed to the Patreon, and there are 6 people that they already are on board, they are on the waiting list. And more are joining every moment. Now, do you want to secure your spot for a free VOD review? Go ahead on my Patreon and reserve it right now.